Let's bring in ABC News senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky and ABC's Zohreen Shah here in Washington. Good to see you both. Aaron, some new developments in the Georgia criminal investigation into efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News that Rudy Giuliani has been informed that he is now considered a target of the investigation. What more are you learning?
We're learning that officials in Fulton County, Georgia, in Atlanta, the district attorney there is probing efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election, informed counsel for Rudy Giuliani that he now is also a target of this ongoing criminal investigation. Previously, the only targets we knew of were 16 so-called fake electors that allies of the former president had hoped to send to Washington in place of the real electors who helped certify the Electoral College vote for Joe Biden. Rudy Giuliani was someone, Kenneth, as you know, who was pushing all sorts of conspiracy theories in Georgia, whether it was a suitcase full of ballots or broken voting machines. None of them had any validity. He was repeatedly asked for evidence and never was able to turn over any evidence to Georgia election officials. And so they really didn't put much stock in what he was saying. But now he is a target of this ongoing criminal investigation, and he is set to testify before a special grand jury later this week.
All right, and we know you'll keep watch on those developments. Zohreen, back to that Mar-a-Lago search. We've learned the Democratic chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, and Republican Vice Chair Marco Rubio are requesting the documents that agents seized. What more do you know about that?
Yeah, so Kenneth, the chair and the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, they sent a private letter to the Director of National Intelligence, and they requested that those classified documents that were seized be released, and an analysis also. And all of this comes after Marco Rubio. He also wrote a letter to the FBI director, and he demanded a series of questions. Now, he, of course, also appears to have 2024 ambitions, so it makes what he tweeted this morning a little ironic to some people. He tweeted that, the investigation of a high-profile political figure is neither apolitical nor by the books if an investigator are leaking sensationalized claims. But of course, those leaks appear to be coming from the Trump world, not the intelligence community.
And Aaron, so I know when it comes to the former president, there are a lot of people who know a lot more about the government because they felt compelled to learn a little bit more because Trump really tested the system, as we know. So many people are asking today, how do security clearances work for former presidents? As president, when he's sworn in, he gets, some would say the super duper top secret clearance here. But after he leaves office, how does that clearance change?
In many ways, sitting presidents are the arbiter of what's classified, at least in some cases, not without restriction, though, Kenneth. But as former president, Trump could not have declassified documents after he left office, and his security clearance would be up to the current administration. And we're told that President Biden was quite concerned about some of the statements and behavior of former President Trump. That wouldn't be a surprise given how the two ran their campaigns. And so he rescinded any idea that the former president should have access to this kind of intelligence. Whether that's the reason the FBI was concerned or because of how and where the documents were stored at the former president's estate, giving access to people who clearly shouldn't have had it, the FBI hasn't said, but they reviewed security camera footage that was subpoenaed from Mar-a-Lago and clearly were alarmed by what they saw, whether that's because of the nature of the storage, the transportation, the people that were around these documents, the FBI has not made clear.
And especially when you think about the fact that we did not have a peaceful transfer of power between the administrations there. Aaron, what do you make of the Trump teams, how they've, characterized this declassification process by the former president here?
Well, they're saying that the former president would have, while in office, declassified all of this material that was then stored at Mar-a-Lago, and therefore, no harm, no foul. It raises a couple of questions, though. Did he really go through each and every document, all 11 sets of documents of varying classification levels, and declassify them all? And if so, is there any record of it? And did he ever inform the FBI when agents arrived at Mar-a-Lago on 2 separate occasions in the spring seeking these documents? It doesn't seem like there's been evidence of that. And beyond classification status, Kenneth, we know that he could still be charged under the Espionage Act anyway, just for removing the documents from Washington.
And Zohreen, we know the president is down in South Carolina vacationing with his family, but the White House still getting a lot of questions about this. What's their response to this Mar-a-Lago search?
Yeah, there's just a strong continued insistence that he did not know about it. He wasn't briefed. No one gave him a heads up. I mean, in every possible way, they're saying he didn't know. There was another question: was he briefed? They said that did not happen. And then there was a question from Mary Bruce, about the concern about investigating a former president and just the optics of that. And they said, we are not going to comment on any ongoing investigation. So nothing from the White House. Kenneth.
And we will leave it there. All right, Zohreen, Aaron, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.